They finally released the picture and identity of the guy who firebombed the Mormon church earlier today, and he also rammed his vehicle into the church, exiting his vehicle, unaliving two people. This is Thomas Sanford, the guy that's responsible for all those casualties and victims. Earlier today, they say that he's a registered Republican and he goes to MAGA rallies regularly whenever he has the time. He's no longer doing that now because he's unalive during a exchange of fire with law enforcement. But this is the guy who is responsible for all that havoc. This attack wasn't politically motivated. They just releasing details on this individual. Condolences to the families that lost those lives. Especially, this is a traumatic situation. No one should go to church in fear. Our school, you should be able to go to church and praise, whether people don't believe what you believe in or not. You should be able to, have praise and fellowship with your members.
And you already know on this channel, we hold racist Caucasian people accountable, because if we don't, who will? And before we start this video, if you don't like black people, black issues, black talks, get to stepping. During the civil rights movement, the KKK targeted black churches because they were hubs for organizing their resistance. The most infamous case was the 1963 bombing of 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, where 4 little girls were unalive. But that was just one of over 100 bombings, burnings, and attacks on black churches across the South in the 1950s through the 60s. Schools that integrated black students were also attacked with firebombs, shootings, and mob violence. Between 1995 through 1996, more than 30 black churches were burned in the South, many linked to the Klan or white supremacist sympathizers. The fires were so widespread, the government formed the National Church Arson Task Force in 1996. Make that make sense. And before I spaz out in this video, rest in peace to everyone that died in their church. But I saw a lot of news outlets, I saw a lot of media outlets saying this was an attack on Christianity. But how ironic, when black churches were being shot up, when black churches were being bombed, nobody gave black people that grace. Nobody gave black people that mercy. Hell, they didn't even consider black people Christians because the color of their skin. Tell me I'm lying. But Charlie Kirk fans so worried about HBCUs. Charlie Kirk fans so worried about black people. Open your eyes. Caucasian people are bombing Caucasian churches. Caucasian people are shooting up Caucasian churches. Damn. Run the tape.
Details coming down after a shooting in Grand Blanc Township, Michigan, about an hour north of Detroit. That's where at least 4 people have been killed, 8 injured at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Police say the gunman crashed his car through the front of the church during service, started shooting, and then set the house of worship on fire. Right now, officials are searching the charred building for more victims. The suspect, now identified as 40-year-old Thomas Jacob Sanford, killed in a shootout by police. The truck you see on your screen is allegedly his. Within just the last hour, officials updating us on the investigation.
I can confirm at this time that the FBI is now leading the investigation and is investigating this as an act of targeted violence.
The Michigan State Police continues to respond to several locations throughout the community as we receive additional bomb threats at other locations. Please continue to stay vigilant, and if you see something suspicious, say something.
No, I don't know how many people are unaccounted for at this time. We do know that there are some that are unaccounted for. I'd also like to acknowledge the heroism of not only the first responders, but the people who were inside that church at the time. They were shielding the children who were also present within the church, moving them to safety. Just hundreds of people just practicing their faith. Just extreme courage, brave, and that's the type of community that we are.
Make that make sense. And the cold part is they found IEDs and other explosives. And right after that, right after this incident, it was more bomb threats in the area. And look, I have all the compassion in the world. I don't have a hatred bone in my body, but Caucasian people are shooting up Caucasian churches. Caucasian people are bombing Caucasian churches. And what do you hear? Silence. Charlie Kirk fans was loud when he died. They wanted everybody to bow down to Charlie Kirk, but they quiet about these school shooters. They quiet about these church shooters. They quiet about these mass shooters. And I can go on and on. Tell me I'm lying. And this article is by Fox News. It was published September 28, 2025, 8:59 p.m. last night. Thomas Jacob Sanford, the man police said crashed his truck into a Michigan church, set it on fire, and shot churchgoers in a violent attack, is a former Marine. An eyewitness said chaos erupted Sunday when a truck crashed into the church and a driver opened fire on worshipers, forcing families to flee as bullets tore through the congregation. About 150 people were inside at the time, including many families with young children. The witness said the crash was so loud, some thought a bomb had gone off. Panic spread as worshipers ran out the back of the church into the parking lot. Make sense. They thought a bomb went off because a bomb did go off. But I'm starting to notice a pattern when it comes to these Caucasian shooters. I'm starting to notice a pattern every single time. These news outlets, they neighbors, they always say the same thing. Oh, he had PTSD. Oh, he had mental health issues. But how ironic, when black people commit crimes, they never get that same grace. They never get that same compassion. They never get those same excuses. It's always, oh, they animals. Oh, they thugs. Oh, send in the National Guards to the whole black city. Tell me I'm lying. And look, I have to say this. America is in trouble. While the CIA, the government, and the FBI was so busy waging war on black people, on the black community, on the Black Panther Party, on the Black Liberation Army, while they were so busy waging war against our people, the whole time their people, Caucasian people, are turning on the system. So many Caucasian people are waking up from the matrix and realizing that they've been bamboozled the whole time. So many generations caught up in propaganda, but now the tables are turning. And they didn't expect this type of civil war. This is not white versus black. This is Caucasian versus Caucasian. Damn, the game is cold. And before I go, I have to say this. I have to speak from the heart. And this is my opinion, only my opinion. I feel like Caucasian people will never have peace in this country, no longer. And this is only the beginning. You have to think about it. Go back to the past and look at what they did to our ancestors. Look at what they did to our elders. Look what they did to the black community. Just look what they did. They bombed our churches over and over and over again. The FBI was involved. The government was involved. The CIA was involved. And now look, the tables have turned. They are now bombing. It's Caucasian people that's attacking their own people every single day. But they have the audacity to talk about the black community. Meanwhile, every day on the news, it's their people. Tell me I'm lying. So to the black people, look, go get your popcorn, grab your popcorn, sit back and watch the show. This is not our fight. This is Caucasian versus Caucasian. I'm out. But before I go, run a tape.
This is who we've always been. The problem is that white people have their heads up their asses still. Too many of you still just don't want to accept what this is. So let me give you a history lesson of what this shithole country is. And if you don't like that, then you can ship your ass back to England with your head up your ass, because you don't actually want to hear the history of America. So let me tell you what this country is. When we as white people were too lazy to do our own jobs, we stole black people from Africa on the Middle Passage. 1.2 million died. Sharks would follow the boats, waiting for the bodies. Then we kept them as fucking animals. Beat them, whipped them, put them in trees, fed them to fucking alligators, burnt down their Wall Street. Then we put Asians in internment camps. Women couldn't even fucking vote or have rights or credit or no-fault divorce until the 80s. 1860s, the Supreme Court said black people weren't even citizens. And part of this country doesn't want to fucking hear that. I'm a patriot. You're a piece of shit, is what you are. You're not a fucking patriot. You're a nationalist. You don't want to actually talk about American history. You want to talk about white history, which is why you don't want slavery in the Smithsonian, because it offends your version of American exceptionalism. We are a shithole country. We're not even the greatest country in North America. And once again, if you don't like it, ship your ass back to England.